my wife and I were talking the other day. We went from one child to two children. And there's an 8-year break. And with one child, it was like she just fit in and tagged along wherever we went. Right. That's our child, but she's rolling with the crew. Once you have two children, it seemed like our life took a change to now our life is centered around children. So I told my wife the other day, I was just like, man, we just don't get the time we once had before. I feel like we just work together, right? It's get up in the morning, it's get the kids together, get them to school, go to work, come home, dinner, homework, get them ready for bed. By the time we finish that, we are tired, go to bed. All right, coworkers, see you at work tomorrow. What advice would you give to a married couple who is in that season of raising children, and marriage at some point is starting to feel more like a work relationship, not because we're falling out of love or we don't have the intimacy, but time is really limited and we are not getting the time we once had to double down on how much I love you, how much I want to spend time with you? What advice would you give?
Recognize that that is the reality and deal with it as a reality. So if you just lament the loss of it without doing something about it, then you just get stuck in this downward spiral of activity and regret because, well, oh man, we used to do this, we can't do that, we can't do this, we can't. So you get stuck in that can't cycle that makes you just bitter. So recognizing where you are, and then once you recognize, say, okay, what are we going to do about it? So how do we redeem the time that we do have? How do we plan for time that we want to have, and be very intentional about it? We've been up and down about this. There were some periods of time when we did good, some periods of time when we were lousy about it. But it is, how do you protect the time that you want to protect? And so do you, do you have the conversations you need to have? Do you set aside just time to listen? And if I know I'm busy and she's talking and she wants to continue talking, I have to put my busyness aside in order for just to allow her to share what she wants to share at that point in time, without her having to feel that she's rushed off of my agenda.
Right.
That she is still my agenda. She is still, that person who I want to ensure is, loved and cared for, and she feels valued and validated and important. And that's one of my primary jobs, the whole notion of loving my wife. I have to figure out all the time what that looks like. And as life changes and seasons change, it may become nuanced, but whatever the clues were you got early on, those are probably the still same clues and cues that tell you, hey, here's what I need from you as the lead lover of my life and the lover of my heart, mind, and soul, right? So yeah, once you recognize, if you recognize it and you don't do anything about it, then it's like shame on you, because you knew there was an issue.